On a day where the market exploded higher, driven by tech and the industrials, what do we do with kind of speculative tech stocks that were red hot until a few weeks ago? Take MongoDB, that's MDB for you home gamers, a software as a service company that helps other businesses do a better job of managing their databases, which are often so old and out of date that they require a ton of maintenance. I recommended this stock shortly after it came public last October. It's given you a monster 70% gain. You know, I think this is a good one, but can it keep going higher? A month ago, MongoDB reported a terrific quarter, a nice top-line beat. Get this, 49% revenue growth, even as the earnings were only in line, but it's not really an earnings story, it's a revenue growth story. The company's database as a service business is red hot. Subscription revenue growing at a 53% clip. The thing is, even though the company's doing very well, its stock is, we got to say it's expensive. Sells for 12 times this year's sales estimates. Now, that is a sky-high valuation, even after the stock has pulled back nearly $7 from its highs earlier this month. So could this be the time to ring the register, or should we get into the stock if you've missed it? Let's check in with David Ittycheria. He's the president and CEO of MongoDB to get a better sense of how his company's doing, where it is headed. Mr. Ittycheria, welcome to Mad Money. Good to have you, sir. Have a seat, Dave.
Thank you.
Well, I've got to tell you, we're going to get right into it by using a Canaccord buy recommendation, and you're going to do some translating for us. The statement is, at a very high level, Mongo has built a better architected database that provides availability and access at scale. Help us understand what that means.
Well, so one thing I would say is software is really disrupting every industry and every company, right? And so the data is the lifeblood of every software application. An application used at work, an application used at home, an application on your mobile device. And the database is where you store, process, and analyze data. At MongoDB, we've built a database for today's modern requirements, for high availability, for scalability, for data locality, to be able to put data in particular reasons, or for regulatory requirements like GDPR,
right,
and for a bunch of other reasons. And that's why people are choosing MongoDB over any other technology.
Okay, I went to your website, two customers that you highlight, Urban Outfitters, we all know that company's doing incredibly well. And then my friend Stephanie Link recommended Expedia today, and you're involved with their Scratchpad. Just tell us where could you even do something like Scratchpad without MongoDB?
So MongoDB is really the best technology to work with data. So the reason why we're so popular is we make it so easy for our customers to work with data. So we have customers of all shapes and sizes. We have some of the largest banks, telcos, media companies, people like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Barclays, AT&T, Verizon, all using us. And we also have people like Coinbase, who's building a cryptocurrency trading platform. Yeah, and they're building their business on top of MongoDB. And what's interesting about their story is when they started their business, they thought they were actually late to the market, so they needed a platform that they quickly develop and iterate on. And now they've become the most trusted brand in the cryptocurrency space here in the U.S.
Now, one of the things that's happened, even since you came public, you said in the last 18 months, you are seeing 20 conversations with C-suite people. I did not expect you to be at that level already. What's occurring here?
Well, I think what we're seeing is that customers care deeply about software, because software is disrupting every industry and every company, and they want to be able to use modern software technology. What's interesting is that, you know, today customers are saddled with legacy database technology.
Well, here you're talking about maybe an Oracle.
Exactly. And Oracle was founded in 1977. So you're talking about technology that's over 40 years old. But the world has changed radically over the past 40 years. 40 years ago, Jim, you and I were using rotary phones to make phone calls, right? Now we have a computer in our pocket. Right. But people are still stuck with a database technology that's 40 years old. The reason we've had so much success is that people are realizing that they need to use a database technology for today and tomorrow's requirements, not yesterday's requirements.
There was a moment in the comms call I thought was really interesting. It was the idea that IBM reached out to you so that they could sell your product. Sometimes we see that smaller companies reach out to them, and it looks like it's just kind of pro forma. This is a real partnership.
Exactly. So the IBM came to us because they heard from their customers that they wanted a next-generation database technology, and in particular MongoDB. Okay. For us, we're going after a massive market opportunity. This market is one of the largest markets in enterprise software. It's over $60 billion in size by the end of this decade.
The largest total addressable market out there for small, medium-sized.
Oh, and even large companies. Okay. And so our biggest challenge is reach. Even though we're a small company, and we're growing quickly, we can only touch so many customers. There's so many opportunities and customers and markets that we can't get to ourselves. And so what IBM does for us with their thousands of salespeople and their brand and their relationships is give us access to opportunities and customers that we just can't get to ourselves.
And they are selling your hottest product, which is Atlas, which right now is 14% of your business, but obviously it's growing so fast, it's just going to be a major part of your company.
Actually, they're selling a core product. Atlas is not part of the deal, but Atlas is the fastest growing part of the business. Now, the reason Atlas is so important is that Atlas is our managed cloud offering. And what customers have said is that MongoDB is really popular. Everyone's moving workloads to the cloud, and they want to consume infrastructure as a service, and Atlas is a great fit. 6 quarters ago, we only had 400 customers. Now we have 10x the number of customers.
That's incredible.
And 6 quarters ago, it was inconsequential to business. Now it's 14% of our business.
Well, I tell you have an amazing story, and it's bigger than a lot of companies realize. Your story, and then I think, obviously, with that revenue growth, it's extraordinary. That's Dave Ittycheria, President and CEO of MongoDB. I'm glad we recommend this to you. I don't think the story's done. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.